Nowadays, Cassper Nyovest gets more props for his business moves than his bars. Nobody can deny he's dropped bangers over the years, but when it comes to lyricism and the cohesiveness of his albums, his pen has always been up for debate, and the quality of his recent output hasn't exactly silenced critics either. But rewind to 2017, when Cassper released Thuto, arguably the most honest and mature project of his career, it finally felt like Cassper stripped back the ego and showed people the man behind the brand. For many, Thuto wasn't only his best work, but one of the strongest hip-hop releases to come out of South Africa that year. By the time Thuto dropped, Cassper was already moving like a man on a mission. 2017 was his championship year. He was gearing up for his biggest fill-up concert yet at FNB Stadium, aiming to do what most artists in South Africa wouldn't even dream of: sell out a 68,000-seater arena as an independent artist. The pressure was sky high, but so was the belief. Cassper knew he had to drop an album that matched his ambition, while showing people that there was more to him than the superstar image. He understood that his previous album, Refillware, hadn't connected the way he hoped. Fans didn't really get it, despite going gold on the first day. So going into Thuto, he wanted to slow things down, pay closer attention to every detail, and make sure he didn't repeat the same mistakes.
Yeah, I think on my second album, man, it's fucked up that the album that I named after myself is my worst selling album, because this one is gonna probably be like double platinum in 2 months or something, and it's my fastest selling album of all time, right? So I was talking to my sisters yesterday, like Thuto and Sulafel. I'm like, man, you guys have the best albums. Sulafel is like the purest of energy, and then Thuto is like my most mature, most solid body of work. My second album, I don't think I made it at the right time, because it was at a time where the whole industry was coming at me just for being number one. And all I had to say is, you motherfuckers ain't rich as I am.
Yeah.
You motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
That's all I had to say.
Yeah.
Because that's how I felt.
Yeah.
So the energy at that time, I was fighting so much that I forgot to put it in a creative manner. Like, I didn't care about the creativity. I just wanted to say it.
This time, instead of proving his success, he sought to prove his artistry. Cassper enlisted the help of his go-to producer, Ali Keys, who is known for clean, layered production, and he's pretty much the musical backbone of the album. Anati, The Cobbler, DJ Abza, Gemini Major, and Cassper Nyovest himself had additional credits on the production.
Basically, on the album, I worked with a guy called Ali Keys. He's been my musical director for the longest of time. So he produced most of the album. Like, I could basically say the whole album I worked with Ali Keys, but there's one beat from the kid that produced Dog Cheveleza. He produced the song that I did with Black Thought, with some of his homies. Gemini is also on the album. I also did some of the production on the album.
When it comes to songwriting, the album carries the same introspective DNA that made albums like Drake's Take Care and Nothing Was the Same so timeless. Cassper has never shied away from saying Drake is one of his biggest inspirations, and on Thuto, you can hear it loud and clear. The confessional tone, the navel-gazing, the way he unpacks fame, love and loneliness, it all feels cut from the same cloth. Cassper wears that influence on his sleeve, but he filters it through his own story about the township kid turned mogul trying to make sense of the life he built. The album's title, Thuto, was named after Cassper's older sister, someone he's credited with keeping him grounded through all the fame and chaos. He mentioned in interviews that she played a big role in shaping who he is, reminding him of his roots and the values he grew up with. Releasing the album on her birthday was symbolic. Naming it after her felt like a full circle moment, honoring the person who helped him stay true to himself while the world watched him turn into a superstar. Making this album was very difficult because I was so jaded, and my sister was the person that reminded me of who I was as a kid and why I started rapping. That's why I named the album after her. Even the album cover carried weight. Cassper brought in Jonathan Mannion, the legendary photographer known for shooting 8 of Jay-Z's album covers, including classics like Reasonable Doubt and The Blueprint. For Cassper, working with someone of that caliber was a statement in itself. The intro track, Confused, opens with soft piano keys featuring American singer-songwriter Guapa Lay's vocals floating in the background.
I'm guessing that's what happens when you take over. Too much to celebrate to stay sober. I need a driver for this Range Rover. Radio trains to play local.
The song feels like it's Cassper talking to himself more than the audience. In verse 1, Cassper reflects on fame and its side effects. Success brought him wealth, cars and celebration, but it also disconnected him from his roots. Then, verse 2 goes darker and heavier. He talks about his demons and the emotional cost of chasing success. There's a powerful moment where he opens up about his mother's suicidal thoughts, humanizing him completely, reminding us that behind the fame, he's dealing with the real, painful family struggles. The verse shifts outwards from his own personal pain to societal pain, speaking on depression, death, violence, and trauma in South African communities. At an album listening session before the release of Thuto, Cassper Nyovest said Confused is part of a personal story of his told by the first 4 songs of the album. He said, the first 4 songs kinda tell one story. The title of the first song is Confused, and the second is I Wasn't Ready For You, and the third is an interlude that was done by Rick, and the fourth is Destiny. So it kind of tells the story of me being jaded and then meeting someone that I wasn't ready for, and then the interlude is called As Karma Would Have It. Then I meet someone else and the same thing that I did to that someone happened to me. I Wasn't Ready For You is the second track on Thuto and features family tree artist Tseho.
It's been a year since we broke up, and half of it I wasn't sober. Emotions bottled like a soda, but I'm doing well so far.
On the song, Cassper reflects on a past relationship that didn't work out. One that many listeners believe was inspired by his ex, Boiti Thuto. The track finds Cassper looking back on a failed relationship with deep remorse, acknowledging that he was the one who ruined something genuine because he wasn't emotionally mature enough to handle it. He opens up about drowning his pain in alcohol, losing himself in fame, and replacing a real connection with empty sexual encounters.
He did this beat, and when he played me this beat, he was like, yo man, I don't think you'd like this. And I was like, man, this is exactly what I'm looking for. So I started writing to it. I had the first verse for a very long time because it was something I had on my mind, and I couldn't write the second verse. It came after a few months, I think. And then I sent it to Tseho, and then Tseho just took the song to like just another dimension. And I think it's my favorite song on the album on most days.
Throughout the song, there's a clear tension between the man he was and the man he's trying to become. If anything, it's an apology letter in the form of a song. As Karma Would Have It acts as the emotional bridge of Thuto, a short but powerful moment delivered by the late Rick, offering wisdom that ties the album's deeper themes of love and maturity. In the interlude, Ricky strips down the romanticized idea of love being easy or effortless when he says, a lot of people think love is like this perfect situation that you get into. He's calling out the illusion that love should just flow without friction. His message is that real love isn't something that simply happens, it's something you work at. The final line, you gotta be prepared to go through the hardships and the joy and the pain with somebody that you feel like you wanna be with for the rest of your life, sums up the interlude's message. True love is a choice, not a feeling. Placed right before and after tracks where Cassper admits to his flaws and heartbreaks, this interlude feels almost like advice from an older brother. Ricky's words remind both Cassper and the listener that growth and love are messy, and karma, as the title suggests, has a way of teaching those lessons whether you are ready or not. This is followed by a beautiful piano medley of the following song, Destiny. To me, the fourth track, Destiny, featuring Guapa Lay, is one of the highlights of the album. It samples the iconic song Destiny by Malaika. In In the first verse, Cassper starts by acknowledging his own flaws, calling himself rude, immature, and someone who's hurt women in the past. But he's also showing growth, admitting that he's trying to improve and open himself up again. The verse also captures the tension between his public image and the private emotions, hiding his relationship to protect both his partner and his brand, battling between being honest and maintaining his status. When he raps, "I love what's inside you way more than your pretty face," it's one of the most tender lines on the album, showing us a much more grounded side of Cassper. The second verse flips the perspective. Now he's addressing his partner directly. He admits he's heard the rumors about her too, but he chose to love her despite them. There's themes of jealousy, pride, and insecurity running through his lines. The verse slowly unravels from love into betrayal. She left him for another man, and Cassper's heartbreak turns into self-reflection. Overall, Destiny captures Cassper at his most honest. It's about love that elevates but also exposes, about learning the hard way that growth often comes through loss. The song perfectly fits the introspective tone of Thuto, where Cassper peels back his superstar shell and faces his flaws head on. Superman is one of the most emotional moments on Thuto, featuring legendary jazz musician Cassper. The song is Cassper's tribute to his father, portraying him as a real-life superhero who held his family together through hardships.
Pyramids of Egypt, I can't explain by the norm. My father is a superhero, cause he was always there to save me.
The way I wrote this song, I wrote it as though I am a 7-year-old and I genuinely believe that my dad is Superman. I'm not comparing him to Superman, I genuinely believe that my dad is Superman, and that's the only thing that makes sense because of how he raised me. The production by Ali Keys and Cassper himself feature a distinct, bright, sped-up chipmunk sample floating in the background, borrowing from the classic college dropout sound made popular by Kanye West.
It's like it's the balance between me, rapper, hip-hop producer, and then Ali is a musician. So when they come together, I did the drums. So like my drum is like, okay, to give it like a boom, like boom, 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 boom. You know, Ali, like the chords, is to make it sound like a song, right? And once I heard Ali's chords and that sample, that's actually started with my voice, and I wanted Ali to play it as a synth. Ali did it with his voice, then we left it as a sample. Then it sounds like we actually sampled someone's song. And there's no sample. So when I kept on hearing the song, I wrote it like 2 a.m. one time. I just woke up and had this concept, thought about my father, I wrote it.
Say some strong things there, man.
Very strong, man.
Above all else, Superman is a salute to fatherhood in general and manhood as well. It speaks about the strength that men have to persevere in a world that often overlooks them. It's quite honestly one of the most powerful and timeless songs in Cassper's catalog. From the 6th track onwards, this is where the album begins to pick up in energy. Bentley Coupe serves as Cassper's victory lap.
This is how it feel when you're riding in the Bentley Coupe. I wrote this song in my Bentley Coupe. Yeah, this is how it feel when you're riding in the Bentley Coupe.
The song serves as a celebration showing how far he's come while keeping his feet grounded in faith and gratitude. The song's title itself symbolizes the ultimate reward of hard work, a Bentley Coupe, not just as a car but as a metaphor for elevation and freedom earned through his relentless grind. In the intro, Cassper sets the tone. He's not ashamed of his failures or his success. It's a way of saying both shaped him. In verse 1, Cassper goes deep into his past, painting a vivid picture of growing up poor, embarrassed to host friends at his place, and being ignored by women because of his circumstances. These flashbacks highlight the distance between the man he was and the man he's become. Lines like, "We saw any result as a win because we started from the bottom," show how his foundation of struggle gave him mental strength. The outro brings everything full circle. He thanks God with a prayer and acknowledges his role as a role model. "I've got kids to inspire, I'm the one they look up to." And the final line, "I'm the Tarzan of the concrete jungle." It positions Cassper as someone who survived and thrived in a wild, unforgiving environment, becoming a superhero to those who look up to him or come from the same bottom that he did. What really stands out to me about Bentley Coupe is the triumphant feel of the production. It sounds like a victory parade on wax. The beat has that grand cinematic sound with rich layers and crisp drums from Ali Keys. The following song, Nyuku, is Cassper talking his shit over a nasty beat by the Gobbler. This song was clearly not about being introspective like some of the other cuts from Thuto, and was made more for energy and live audience participation. It mixes bragging, nostalgia, and street language flexes with rapid fire code switching between English and vernac.
Who's that? I'm back with improvement. I brought you the game. I could say you growing, but ain't nobody fucking with my movement.
We Living Good is one of my favorites on the album, and once again features Tsecho on the hook. The song celebrates the good life Cassper and Tsecho are living after coming from humble beginnings. But what really stands out is how they balance the flexing with gratitude. The mix of success talk and that celebratory feel makes it feel like an inspirational anthem, showcasing that success is not about showing off, but it's meant to inspire. The spoken outro by Cassper is really motivating. This is where he speaks directly to the audience and encourages us to not just sit back and watch others chase their dreams. Do it for yourself. Be a creator, not a consumer. He urges people to stop waiting for handouts, to chase their dreams, and to use his story as proof that it's possible. Top Floor, Life Was Never the Same is a comedic skit of the album featuring Cassper Nyovest stylist DD Monster, aka 45 Degrees. And this is actually where the whole Noviolis thing was born.
I never said that.
This is immediately followed by Top Floor, which features the first lady of Family Tree, Nadia Nakai. The production by the Gobbler is probably one of the flashiest and energetic tracks on Thuto. Altogether, Top Floor captures that high life confidence mixed with the hunger that got them there in the first place. Cassper does his thing with a pretty impressive verse, and so does Nadia Nakai, but that's not saying much since lyrically her verse is pretty rudimentary.
Yeah, I was wilding out, man. I was just talking. It's crazy. Even Nadia came out so nasty.
Yo!
Right?
Right?
I was so shocked. I'm like, where does this come from?
Listen, I was even asking, when they said that to me, I was like, wait, do you think these bars were written to her, were written for her? Did she write them herself, and did she come out?
She came with like a cool verse at first, and I was like, yo, Nadia, I'm so rude on this song, so you need to make sure, like, you come through, right? And then I left. When I came back, I heard her say, yo, y'all niggas never order Uber Blacks. I was like, no way.
And it's not an Uber Black, it's Uber Black.
I was like, and she just copped the Audi. So she starts her verse by saying, I just copped the Audi. Then she said she never take a loan, so she bought it cash. I was like, whoa, Nadia's really going in. And it's dope to hear a female rapper come in like that. So if it was anybody's verse, it would still be dope, you know? Then she said some sexy stuff as well. I was like, yo, Nadia, I don't know, man. You were like my sister before this verse. Now I'm looking at your brother could get it.
The 11th song on the album is the lead single and easily one of Cassper's most iconic songs, Tito Mboweni. Named after the first black governor of the South African Reserve Bank, Cassper Nyovest flexes his lifestyle and the struggle he faces trying to achieve his goals.
I'm proud to say my niggas are the same, they relate. We do this for the cake.
Touch the Sky, the 12th track on Thuto, produced by Gemini Major and Ali Keys, samples Dennis Ferrer's classic house anthem, Touch the Sky. The song also includes excerpts from Martin Luther King Jr.'s final speech, I've Been to the Mountaintop, adding a powerful and uplifting layer.
We've got some difficult days ahead, but it really doesn't matter with me now, because I've been to the mountaintop. I don't mind.
Cassper uses his verses to flex his success unapologetically, but beneath the surface there's an air of vindication. He sounds like someone who's made something from nothing, celebrating the material wins and the grind that made them possible. The electric hands-up ad-libs and energetic production give the song a stadium-ready feel, almost foreshadowing his fill-up F&B stadium concert later that year. By closing with MLK's voice once again, Cassper grounds all the celebration into something bigger than himself, bringing with it a sense of purpose and gratitude that he has echoed throughout the album thus far. The next song features American rapper Black Thought from the legendary group The Roots. The song was recorded at Quad Studios in New York, while Cassper was in the US for a show in April 2016. On this track, Cassper addresses his critics and doubters, reflecting on how he silenced them through his success and consistency. It's probably Cassper's most lyrically dense song on the album and one of the best rap performances of his career. Verse 1 traces his journey from the streets of Joburg to performing in Times Square, showing the leap from township dreams to global recognition. He mentions his mom crying when he left at 16, when he decided to chase his dreams and embrace the cold world, showcasing his journey from boy to man. Black Thought's verse deepens the tone of the song even more. When he raps, "I need a therapy professional, but ain't no future as far as I can see till I embrace the past and let it go," he recognizes that progress is more than hustle and ambition. It's about emotional clarity. Black Thought turns a personal moment into a universal truth. You can't step into what's next if you're still chained to what's behind you. Another personal favorite line of mine is where he raps, "Sick of my shadow, I'm cursing my name, knowing that I'm the only person to blame." He's basically describing how he's tired of himself, tired of his habits, his flaws, and the cycles he keeps repeating. Sick of my shadow suggests that he can't escape his own mistakes or guilt. It's always following him like a shadow that never leaves. Cursing my name adds to that frustration. He's angry at himself for the things he's done or failed to do. Then, with knowing I'm the only person to blame, he takes full accountability. He's admitting that his problems are self-inflicted. In the context of this song, this moment balances Cassper's confidence with introspection from Black Thought, reminding us that even success doesn't silence the inner battles, it just exposes them in new ways. On verse 3, Cassper returns more sharper and much more aggressive. He addresses fake rappers who use ghostwriters for their lines and industry politics. My favorite lines from Cassper are, "My mama used to work the day shift and her employer was a racist, and now I'm looking at my payslip, my life's a perfect Mother's Day gift." Whew. He was able to give his mom a better life, turning his hardships into something more meaningful. Calling his success a perfect Mother's Day gift, he made his mother proud and broke the cycle that she had to endure. Push Through the Pain is the most emotionally open song on the album. This is where Cassper drops the cool guy image and gets real about the weight that comes with success. The hook is pure motivation and sets the tone. It's about refusing to let life's challenges and obstacles crush your spirit, something he tells himself as much as the listener.
I know, it gets hard sometimes, but I won't let it crush my vibe.
In the first verse, he reflects on his journey from asking for lifts to driving a Bentley GT, showing how far he's come, while reminding us that it wasn't easy. There's pride in how he made it out, but there's also a deeply personal moment where he talks to his mother, promising her that the sacrifices paid off and that her pain wasn't in vain. The second verse is what I really want to talk about, because this is where things get much heavier. Cassper opens up about burnout, disloyalty, and self-doubt, admitting moments where he almost lost his confidence in making music. That line, "Before you critique me in any way, please do all the things that I fucking did," is Cassper asserting the difference between the talkers and the doers, emphasizing that judgment is meaningless unless someone has lived his grind and did what he did. You see, between 2014 and 2017, he had already achieved major milestones, winning multiple SA Hip Hop Awards, dropping platinum albums like Cholofelo and Refillware, selling out the arenas such as the Dome and Orlando Stadium, headlining major festivals, and collaborating with international artists like the Lip Kweli, The Game, and Casey Veggies. Another line is where he raps, "Who woke up the game?" You see, Cassper isn't lying. He did help wake up the game. Cassper undeniably played a pivotal role in revitalizing South African hip-hop, but he didn't do it alone. The 2014 period, often regarded as a golden era for SA hip-hop, saw artists like K.O., aka Questa, and Ricky Rick all contributing to bringing the genre back into mainstream spotlight. Each of them helped craft a renewed sound that drew in listeners across the country. Still, Cassper's impact was especially visible. Tracks like Dokshe Beleza and Puma Kim transcended the usual hip-hop audience, reaching even those who hadn't previously engaged with the scene. When he raps, "Who put niggas on? How far would you niggas have gone if I wasn't involved?" As Chad the Don, it's him essentially asserting his influence and calling out the fact that he helped elevate artists under his family to their record label. For example, young rapper Chad the Don was once signed to Cassper's Family 3 label, benefiting from his platform and mentorship before splitting and releasing a diss track in 2016. He immediately follows up those lines with, "My intention was to build niggas," and this reflects the mentorship and support that he had for Chad the Don. However, as their relationship soured, Cassper felt betrayed or unappreciated, which aligns with "Y'all forcing my hand, I'ma kill niggas," symbolizing his readiness to confront or cut off those who disrespected him. "I gave you your shine, but you still bitter," mirrors the tension between them. Despite Cassper's support, Chad eventually clashed with him publicly, hinting at lingering resentment. Finally, "I can't trust anybody," underscores the fallout. Cassper became more guarded after realizing that not everyone he helped would stay loyal. Another line that cuts deep is, "At least all my haters were real with us." That line separates two kinds of opposition: the honest haters who call you out openly versus the fake friends who smile to your face and stab you in the back later. Cassper saying he'd much rather deal with people who hate him outright than those who pretend to support him while secretly hating on him. Because at least the haters are predictable and authentic. Baby Girl is the second last track on Thuto, produced by DJ Absa. It carries strong Afro-pop and Afrobeat influences with upbeat percussion that instantly make it a potential summer smash. The song went on to become one of his most recognizable hits, raking up over 18 million views on YouTube and cementing its place as a fan favorite. One thing about Cassper, his biggest strength has always been his versatility. The man can jump from trap-heavy joints to smooth Afrobeat vibes, but still adding his unique local appeal. He knows how to tap into different sounds that connect with different people, whether it's street anthems or radio hits. And yeah, his pen game might not always be the deepest, but he makes up for it with his ear for hits and the ability to craft songs that get people moving. Amen Hallelujah closes Thuto on an uplifting note, serving as a prayer of gratitude. Not only does Cassper reflect on how far he's come, but he also takes a large part of the song to celebrate his family, especially his siblings Cholofelo and Thuto. The gospel-inspired production courtesy of The Gobbler and the choral chants of Amen and Hallelujah give it a spiritual tone, almost like a family gathering turned into a worship session.
Blessing flowing through the fan, bro, and everybody got their hands up.
It's Cassper closing the album with thankfulness, reminding us that success means nothing without God, family, and the people who stood by him through the lows. Thuto stands as Cassper's most cohesive body of work. Every song feels intentional, every transition purposeful. It's clear he took his time crafting something timeless, working closely with producers to make sure the sound matched the story he wanted to tell. Nothing feels rushed or out of place. It's the kind of album that grows better with age. And as if the music wasn't enough, Cassper went on to close that same year by filling up FNB Stadium, a moment that cemented his name in South African history and showcased him at the prime of his career. Cassper Nyovest is living proof of what happens when you dare to dream beyond what anyone thinks is possible. Thuto presents Cassper as most transparent, letting people see the man behind the fame. It showed growth, faith, pain, and celebration all in one. You could hear the hunger of the come up mixed with the peace of someone who finally found his purpose. Cassper poured himself into every track, proving that beyond just being a hitmaker, he could be a storyteller as well. Thuto felt like the point where Cassper stopped chasing validation and started embracing his legacy. It's the kind of project that reminds you why people connected with him in the first place, because beyond the flashy lifestyle and flexing, there's a man who's lived, learned, and still gives thanks through it all. So, thanks for watching this video everyone. If you enjoyed it, make sure to hit the like button, comment, and do subscribe if you want more. Until next time, this is the Trap House, signing out.